How's it going, everybody? C-RadTV back here in our video. Of course, it's time for another Detroit Lions 2026 NFL Draft Preview. So in the last draft preview, we took a look at the top round one defensive lineman prospects for rounds 1 of the 2026 NFL Draft Class. And in this video, we're going to take a look at the top linebacker prospects for rounds 1 of the 2026 NFL Draft Class. As linebacker is one of those areas of need for the Lions, too. Even though Lions still are pretty solid on linebackers, especially mainly with Jack Campbell holding the middle. You do got Derek Barnes in there too, but they do have a need in the linebacker core, especially with Alex Anzalone leaving in the offseason to go get the big payday. So yeah, and this wouldn't be a bad time to go look at a good round 1 linebacker. I mean, mainly the only one we're not going to really go over in this class from round 1 that's expected to go is Arvell Reese, since he's expected to be like a top 5 pick, but outside that, it's a pretty wonky rankings for the linebackers overall. So we'll take a look at some of these names and let's see who pops out the most. Let's go. Starting off with inside linebackers, the first one we're going to go over here, hailing out of Ohio State, standing 6'5", weighing 243 pounds, we got Sonny Styles. So for Sonny, he's your prototype instincts inside linebacker because he's a good athlete with guy discipline to maintain a forward focus, can punish running backs who think they can escape. In terms of strengths, aggressive size, a lot of good weight, carries bulk well, linebacker level athlete, the mass of an edge rusher. He uses every ounce of his mass to be a secure wrap-up tackler in the open field, rarely misses tackles, reads angles, has the size and reach to cover pursuit missteps. Tremendous trigger as a run stopper. Had 131 career solo tackles. Can close the lane in a hurry. His hits running back square to stop plays instantly. Coverage skills are good to very good. Safety background is evident. In terms of his weaknesses, though, his decision-making, field awareness, they're inconsistent with varied training and focus at Ohio State. Walks in badly on the running back and play action. Can't always recover to prevent big plays in these situations. He plays okay as a pass rusher, still needs some major development and technique, doesn't successfully work through or around the O-lineman when he is in a matchup. He gets caught guessing, especially in end-of-half situations. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Payne Wilson of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Overall, a lot of things to like out of him. He does a lot of things right. A few things to clean up, but for the Lions to get him, I don't think he's going to beat her at 17. I mean, it'd be cool if he fell down there, but most likely the Lions, if they're interested in him, they probably would have to look at possibly trading up. But definitely someone maybe to consider for that option. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Texas, standing 6'2", weighing 238 pounds, we got Anthony Hill Jr. So for Anthony's strengths, he possesses all of the necessary tools to be a high-end Mike, Will, or Sam linebacker, depending on where he lands. Great production over 3 years as a starter. Notable improvement as he gained more experience. He'll still be 21 for his rookie season. Heat-seeking missile as a blitzer. Finds gaps. Gets downhill in a hurry. Has strong hands. Allows him to shot climbing blockers. Holds his ground. In terms of his weaknesses, though, his play recognition still a work in progress. Worrisome with his experience. He'll be late to find the ball on play fakes, miss running backs slipping behind him on screens. He's late to shed when he stacks linemen, results in him having to backpedal to make tackles. He can be too aggressive trying to jump runners in the backfield, allows quicker plays to get outside. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to now retired Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Ryan Shazier. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Anthony's game. A few things to clean up on, but I think definitely someone here to keep an eye on for sure. And the last inside linebacker we're going to go over before we move on to outside linebackers, we have hailing out of Cincinnati, standing 6'4", weighing 240 pounds, we got Jake Golday. So for Jake, he's your prototype coverage inside linebacker because of his burst and size. It makes him a prime candidate for knocking down passes, getting in the way of QBs in the intermediate game. Smooth enough to track backs and tight ends and man coverage. In terms of his strength, extremely quick for a guy who weighs 200, 240. Versatile prospect, hard enough hitter to fit a thumper style profile. Can be trusted to stop the run. Has enough sideline to sideline range. Can be trusted to carry tight ends, even wide receivers across the field, protect underneath routes. He moves downhill well in a hurry. Accurately keying in to where the ball is on the field to stop running backs where they stand. In terms of his weaknesses, though, despite being 240, his weight is carried extremely strangely. Looks a bit skinny, which may help his movement, but could speak to a functional strength issue that could pop up in the pros. Tackle form is still a bit wonky. Can open himself up to broken tackles by not tightening his grip on the ball carrier. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Damone Clark of the Houston Texans. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Jake Golday's game. Does well in coverage. Does a lot of things right. A lot of things, though, that would need to be cleaned up, but I think definitely someone here to keep an eye on for sure and has some good upside. Now moving on to outside linebackers. In fact, the one and only outside linebacker we're going to go over, and the final linebacker we're going over in this video. We got hailing out of Texas A&M, standing 6'2", weighing 249 pounds. We got Cassius Howell. So for Cassius, he's your prototype pass rush outside linebacker because his sack total didn't take a dip against top SEC tackle prospects, which is a strong signal of readiness for the pro game. Explosiveness, fluidity, it should serve him well in any scheme. In terms of his strengths, explosive first step, attacking the outside shoulder of offensive tackles with get-off timing. Can create immediate advantages establishing the edge. Unique two-point stance, tilted with hips almost perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. Gives him superior position relative to tackles before the snap. Enhancing already elite first movement. Combines rush reporte together to set up secondary moves when his initial attack is stalemated. Outstanding motor, pursues QBs relentlessly from backside even when he's initially blocked. He wins hands battles when following swipe strikes and shed hands of blockers and chip attempts. Understands leverage principles, sets out the edge easily against tight ends to prevent outside runs. Comfortable dropping coverage, can make tackles in space, shows the adequate range. Fine pursuit cleaning up from backfield when he's left unblocked. In terms of his weaknesses, though, he has sub 31-inch arms, which represent NFL historical outlier. Creates concerns for teams with strict length thresholds at positions. That's kind of more of just a nitpick with his mediocre size, limit versatility. He can't effectively kick inside or play multiple alignments. He's restricted to wide alignment and two-point stance, eliminating scheme flexibility. He struggled against elite tackles down the stretch, particularly against Texas and Miami, if you want to watch some tape there. Showing effectiveness that diminishes when he faces superior size, range, and agility. Movement skills and fluidity questionable as to adequately replicate college success against NFL athletes despite the impressive technique. He can't consistently win once offensive tackles establish hand placement. He lacks mass anchoring against power. He's relying on speed to power conversion without developing counters when initial moves fails. He's easy to remove from run plays once the hands are secured. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared now retired Las Vegas Raiders linebacker Vic Beasley. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Cassius' game. He's actually been mocked to the Lions in a couple drafts from what I've seen. And yeah, he definitely fits a lot of things, though. Could move to edge rusher, but, hey, if everything works out, maybe someone to keep an eye on. It could be a perfect complement for Aiden Hutchinson in the long run. But yeah, anyway, that'll wrap it up for this Detroit Lions 2026 NFL Draft preview. So yeah, definitely a few interesting linebacker prospects to keep an eye on here, as there are definitely some good prospects in this class. Like, the best of a pretty mid linebacker class. I mean, mainly inside linebackers, the heart of this linebacker class, because the outside linebackers are kind of mid. Outside of Cassius Howell, that's like mainly the only one so far that looks worth a damn so far. But time will tell there. But yeah. Anyway, that wraps it up here. So the next draft preview, we're going to wrap up the round 1 draft previews and take a look at the top defensive back and safety prospects in the next one. But anyway, that'll wrap it up here. That's all I got to say. And I'll see you all whatever I make next. I'm out.